Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here. So I'm Paul Parks. I'm the president of the AMA, and I'm here to share with you all some very unsettling new data that we have about the state of family medicine and rural generalist physician practices in Alberta. For many months, I've been talking about the problems in primary care, how practices have been struggling to keep the lights on, and the ways in which Alberta is falling behind other provinces, where other governments are moving quickly and decisively to shore up primary care. We've been vocal about the crisis in family medicine and the fact that as many as 800,000 Albertans do not have access to a family physician of their own. We've been urgently working with the government towards solutions, and I'll come back to that in a few minutes. But we are extremely concerned about time passing for clinics that are deeply in distress already. So last week, the AMA conducted a survey of family medicine specialists and rural generalists to take a reading of what the lay of the land is looking like right now and what's happening in their clinics. The results show that it isn't just bad, it's dire. In fact, I'm not even sure if dire captures it. It looks disastrous. Here's some of what physicians have told us. 91% of family doctors are concerned that their practices, which operate as small businesses, will not survive if things don't change. That's 91%. Without immediate support, one in five family specialists say their practices will not make it for more than 6 months. And in fact, 8% have indicated that they will not make it for 3 months. And only 21% feel they'll be able to hang in for the next year. And what's happening as a result? 61% of family physicians are considering leaving Alberta's healthcare system, either through early retirement or for looking for work in another province. And if they do stay, many are considering making changes in order for their practice to survive. 6 in 10 family doctors are considering significant changes in service delivery in their practices. And 54% say they will have to stop or reduce how much comprehensive cradle to grave type family medicine care that they are providing currently. Almost 80% of these physicians say that those changes in reducing comprehensive care will have to happen in the next 12 months because of financial pressures on their practices. Family medicine isn't on the brink of collapse anymore. I think it's safe to say it's crumbling around us as we speak. Those doctors, they love what they do. They train long and hard to become family specialists, and they have patients whom they want to care throughout the patient's journey and their life. But now that circumstances are facing them, they're making very difficult decisions because they feel it's no longer possible to provide that kind of care. So that brings me back to something I said earlier. We have been working with the government towards solutions. Family medicine physician leaders have developed detailed proposals to get us out of this situation. Government has shown that they can see that there is a crisis in access to family medicine and that they need to make some difficult decisions and move on primary care. But what we now need is we need them not only to show that they understand there's a problem, we need them to act. Not 3 months from now, not 6 months from now, but right now. In December, there was a very welcome announcement of the $100 million to stabilize family medicine practices. And this money comes from the federal government, and we considered it a great news and an excellent targeted investment and a down payment on what's needed to just stabilize and retain the physicians we have currently so we can work on a funding model going forward. But it's important to understand that not 1 cent has flowed to family physicians yet. Not 1 cent that has been promised is even going to come before the spring. Several months from now, at the very earliest, is the earliest stabilization may come. You heard today that there are practices who don't have that kind of time. Immediate stabilization is a part of our 3-phase proposal from doctors to government, and it includes a new physician comprehensive care model that we've developed and given to the Minister in Alberta Health. The Minister of Health has committed to considering the elements of our proposal in the context of Budget 2024, and we need her to uphold that promise that was made when we signed the Memorandum of Understanding with the government. We need to see the federal money flow immediately to physician practices. That's phase 1 of our proposal. And then we need to see continuing support for family medicine practices so that they can stay viable until a new payment model is developed and implemented. That's phase two. And then phase three, the new model will be there to provide the lifelong care that Albertans want and need in a team environment, and to guide them through every step and every year of their health care journey through their lifetimes. Family and rural generalist practices are at stake. Patient care is at stake. Our entire healthcare system is at stake, because if you don't fix primary care, it's impossible to address the issues in acute care or in continuing care or in mental health and addictions care. It's all impacted. So I would say to Albertans that it's time to be worried. If you're lucky enough to have a family doctor, odds are that are actually quite high that your practice and your family physician may have to make changes to their practice to stay viable. They may have to even reduce the comprehensive cradle to care type care that you have grown to rely upon. And they may have to do that within the next year. And for those that don't have a family doctor, it's abundantly clear that this isn't the environment that's going to recruit more physicians and more family specialists into our province. And we're already struggling with keeping our learners here, our students and our resident physicians, to keep them into this province. And that has to be taken into the context that the other provinces on the prairies have acted quickly around us. And they are really succeeding in competing for a very scarce resource of trained and skilled family physicians. We're calling on the government to take immediate steps to halt further damage to primary care. And with that, I'll pause for now, and I'm open to take some questions and happy to discuss further.